Alright guys, welcome everybody to the last section of chapter 2. Make sure you write your number 2-7 in the upper left hand corner. In the upper right hand corner you write your information. Integrating 1, what period you have, and the date. So, using formulas. Now we're going to be talking about a literal equation where there's going to be several variables in equation or formula or whatever. So solve for a specific variable. So if we have this example 1, if we have this equation, 3x plus 5y is equal to 12, what we're going to do is we're going to solve for it. Well, how do we do that? Well, first we have to figure out what are we solving for. So for this first box, we are solving for x. So get rid of everything that's not x. So we're going to use the subtraction property of equality to slowly get everything away from x. So we start off with everything that's farther away. The 5y, which is addition, is farther away. So get rid of that first. The next part we're going to get rid of is the 3 because that's the only thing left. We're done. So now we're going to divide by 3 on both sides using the division property of, equality. Let's go on. We get x is equal to 12 minus 5y divided by 3. I mean, technically it'd be 4 minus 5 over thirds y, but let's forget it. So there's that. What does x equal? X equals 12 minus 5y divided by 3. The end. That's it. We don't have to do anything else. We just say, hey, that's what x is equal to. All right, next up. It says solve for y. Well, we're going to use the same equation. We have 3x plus 5y is equal to 12. Okay, move everything that's not y away. So we're going to subtract by 3x because it's farther away than the 5. Next up, we get 5y is equal to 12 minus 3x. Well, now what's the only thing that's left? The 5. So let's get rid of the 5. We're going to divide by 5 on both sides. And now y is equal to 12 minus 3x divided by 5. We don't have to do nothing. We just write it and we say, hey, that's what it's equal to. Done. Okay, that's example 1. Let's go on to example 2. Solve for a specific variable when the variable is on each side. Well, 10p minus 4x is equal to 2xp plus 12. All right, wait 1 second. I forgot to mention, let's solve for p. So solve for p. So write this down. Solve for p. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to subtract by 2x. We're going to move everything that's p to one side. So we're going to subtract by 2xp on this side. So I get 10p minus 2xp minus 4x is equal to 12. Now we can start moving other things. This 4x, I'm going to add 4x on both sides. And so now I have 10p minus 2xp is equal to 12 plus 4x. Now, the same thing, it could be 4x plus 12. It doesn't matter. All right, so now this part's a little tricky. Now, I know I can pull out a p right now. So if I pull out a p, I'm going to use the distributive property to say, hey, p times what equals 10p? 10. And p times what equals 2xp? 2x is equal to 12 plus 4x. Now, what is this p doing to that parentheses? Tell me in 3, 2, 1. All right, so now let's rewrite this. That's p times 10 minus 2x is equal to 12 plus 4x. Now, since it's multiplication, I'm going to divide by 10 minus 2x on both sides using the multiplication property of equality. I mean, technically, they're all parentheses, but it doesn't matter. 10 minus 2x divided by 10 minus 2x is 1. I'm left with p is equal to 12 plus 4x all over 10 minus 2x. Done. 2 examples in 5 minutes. Let's take a break. 2-second break in 3, 2, 1. 1 by 1,000, 2 by 1,000. But what if it's a formula? Okay, well, let's go on. Now, if it's a formula, that's okay. Just that's what this is designed for. So there's going to be two parts for this. Solve literal equations for a given variable. First solve for the variable, then substitute a specific value for everything else. Okay, so let's just solve for height. Okay, well, get height by itself. So how do we get rid of this? Now there's several different things we can do. We could multiply by 2 on both sides. Why don't we do that? So we can get 2a is equal to the height, and then base 1 plus base 2. Hey, wait a second. This is the area of a trapezoid. That's... Nope. That's something that looks like this. So that's the area. This is base 1. This is base 2. And this is the height. And everything inside it is the area. So that's what we're working on. We're working with a formula. Okay, let's go on. So what is base 1 plus base 2 doing? Well, it's multiplying. So we're going to divide by base 1 plus base 2. So what is base 1 plus base 2 divided by base 1 plus base 2 equal to? All right, it's equal to 1. So if we rewrite this, we would get 2a divided by base 1 plus base 2 is equal to the height. So now, if the area is 70 square feet, so now we're going to write this in. The area square is 70 square feet. So we have 2 times 70 square feet. And then the bases are 22 feet and 18 feet. How much is the height? Well, that wants us to solve it. So let's do that. 2 times 70 would be 140 feet squared. But just remember, this would be feet times feet. That's going to be important in just a little bit. 22 feet plus 18 feet would be 40 feet. Is equal to the height. So I'm going to tell you we could divide by 10, and we're left with 14 divided by 4. We could divide by 2, and we'd be left with 7 over 2. So that would be 3.5. But wait, feet divided by feet would be what? 1. So we're going to divide by 1, we get 3.5 feet. So 3.5 feet is equal to height. Now you'll see this more when you get to chemistry, but that's about it when we're canceling things out. But wait, there's more. Dimensional analysis. We will normally need to convert the units we were given to units we need to use in the problem, and then to a unit needed in the solution. We specifically need to look for the big number ones. What does that mean? Well, if we go back here, we can notice, let's switch to, I don't know, green. Feet divided by feet is 1. So this cancels out. So they cancel out. So, last question. How many minutes are in the air? What do we know?